How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. And before we get started, I want to let you guys know we do have a private group. Whether you're an investor or you're a trader and you want to be a part of a community of like-minded individuals, the group is for you. You can find the link inside the description. We'll be happy to have you a part of the family. So the stock we're going to be talking about today is Senseonics, which ended up having a strong day inside the market today. But before we get started, of course, we got to go over the agenda. If you're new to this channel, I just want to let you know we have timestamps down below inside the description. But if you are a shareholder or you're thinking about taking a position, I highly suggest you watch this full entire video. So the first thing we're going to be going over is an update from Senseonics. The press release came out today and I want to share it with you guys, and we're going to go over the impact this has for Senseonics overall in general. Secondly, then we're going to be doing a technical analysis, taking a look at the overall price action, looking at areas if it does decide to pull back, where you could think about getting into a position, and also looking at resistance and seeing, hey, what are we looking forward to for this bullish trend to continue and where the price may possibly go. Then we're going to be taking a look at the order flow distribution. We want to know, are there a lot of large scale orders? What is the inflow? What is the outflow? This is very key to know. Then we're going to be taking a look at the short interest information. We already know Senseonics has been well known to have a lot of short squeeze potential, so we're going to be going over that. And then when all of that is done, I'll be giving you guys my final thoughts. So let's jump into it. Now let's go over the recent press release that came out for Senseonics today. So Senseonics announces presentation of the promised data at the American Diabetes Association 81st Scientific Sessions. Senseonics Holding Inc., a medical technology company focused on the development and the commercialization of the first and only long-term implantable continuous glucose monitoring system for people with diabetes, today announced further presentation of the promised study data evaluating the next generation eversense CGM system at the American Diabetes Association virtual 81st annual scientific session. So the reason why this is great news for Senseonics, we already know they're working on a CGM device, and we're looking forward to seeing that FDA approval come out for the 180 day. So taking this into consideration, they had a study that they just put out not too long ago, which we covered on this channel, called the PROMISE study, and it showed great results, and we definitely do see that they have an edge up in regard to their competitors. So taking all this into consideration, this is great to give them even more attention, getting the word out there, making sure that, hey, yes, we have this CGM system. It is pending FDA approval, but look at the results that we're able to gather thus far. And then on top of that, our product is top notch in the industry, beating out our fellow competitors. So taking this all together, this is definitely great news to hear as an investor, a shareholder, or even if you're just trying to get into this play and you're looking for a medium trade. And the reason being is that Senseonics is doing what it takes to actually bring out brand awareness. Bringing out brand awareness, showing, hey, you know what, we actually do have a great product here. This device is a game changer. We'll let everyone know, you know what, maybe we should think about actually using the Senseonics system, especially when the FDA approval ends up being granted. Do keep in mind that Senseonics is also working on that 365-day device. So I feel like that's going to be huge, but of course that's not until some years from now. But do keep in mind that 180-day device is being used in Europe, all right? So that's one thing I wanted to update you guys on. Let's get into the next portion of the video. So we're going to be doing a technical analysis for Senseonics. Let's see how it performed on the day. So it ended up closing at $4.14, being up 8.09% on the day. On the low, it tested $3.88. Then on the high, testing $4.14. So the chart that we're using is actually the 1 year daily chart. Let's see how it's lining up with our indicators. As you can see from the RSI down below, it is definitely in the overbought territory for Senseonics. So one thing to do, keep in mind, if you're looking at the long-term prospects, you are going to be paying a premium at the price of where it's at right now. So when we take a look at our indicators on the chart, of course, we have strength above the 200-day, the 100-day, and as well as the 21-day EMA. very bullish behavior that we're seeing here from SENS. So one of the things I know many people are going to ask me about, so how far do you see this actually going? So one area that we need to pay attention to in regards to resistance when we start gaining even more momentum will be right here around this $4.40 level. We ended up hitting an area of resistance here, right here around $4.15, but no doubt in my mind, if we have more volume and there's more demand for the shares going into tomorrow, we can definitely get past this particular area. We'll reach another level here around 430. We might have a little bit of resistance also right here around 440, but like I was saying previously, if we are able to get past this, things can get very interesting and we can get to this 450 level. If we get past 460, woo-hoo, then you already know we're definitely easy going to get into the 470 level, and we could literally get close to that $5 range. I feel like this will be showing up on a lot of scanners, and many people are going to want to FOMO into this play. So is $5 possible before the end of August? I know many of you are buying options as well. Yes, most definitely, but do keep in mind this is a penny stock that comes with a lot of volatility, so it can pull back. So we're going to take a look at the short interest information for Senseonics. So the short volume ratio is at 7%, and this is something that is really good to see. We're actually going to see the reason why for that later on. So as we take a look at the market volume, and this is taking the close as of Friday, out of 82.1 million shares that were traded, we have 5.7 million of those shares that were actually sold short. As we scroll down on the page, you see the short shares availability updated 24 minutes ago is at 0, and the short ball free rate apparently is not available. Of course, I'll give you guys the update on that in the final thoughts. So as we scroll down, being at 6.96% on the close of Friday, seeing where it was in the past, it's great to see that Senseonics was in the single digits. What's going to be very interesting is what is it going to be later on in the evening when the official numbers come out after the close. But for the most part, this is definitely a good sign to see for Senseonics, because as you know, as the short volume ratio being lower, we can start seeing some more natural price action, and it also does tell us, as far as for the overall market sentiment, it's becoming to be more positive for Senseonics. Now let's take a look at the order flow distribution for Senseonics. So you can see here on the inflow we had 25, and on the outflow we had 23. We had 0 on the large for both. We had 16 on the medium for inflow, and we also had 9 for small. On the outflow, we had medium 15, and in small, we had 9. When we take a look at the large scale orders in the last 5 days, you can see it's 0 on the 28th, 0 on the 25th, 0 on the 24th, and 0 on the 23rd. But you can see we had a big time outflow day on the 22nd, being at 607.68. Do keep in mind of the fact that Senseonics was just added into the Russell 3000. So there's no doubt in my mind there was a lot of institutional buying that was going on. But of course, this is not showing up in the large scale orders. Another way you could find out and see this was happening even going in as far as the end of last week. So as far as Thursday, Friday, and then also a little bit of Monday, you can look at the level 2 and you can see the orders that are being placed. So we already know institutions had to load up. They did get a lot of institutional interest being added to the Russell. So this is another thing to keep in mind. But also another thing we need to take a look at, most of the trading that we're seeing is coming from retail investors. That's another way we can interpret the data. So now let's get into the final thoughts. So for my final thoughts for Senseonics, no doubt in my mind, I know many of you can agree that we had a strong day inside the market today. When I was going over the short interest, we saw that, you know what, we didn't see any info in regards to the short ball free rate. So I'm going to be sharing that with you guys right now. So taking a look at the recent data, you can see here as far as for the short ball free rate, it is at 17%, and the short shares availability is at 5,000. And this is updated June the 28th at 1:30. So this is the most up-to-date information I could find. So another thing we need to understand, yes, Senseonics has gotten into that reputation of being considered a meme stock. But at the end of the day, as investors and many on this channel, we know what the potential is for this company. So we see actually being more than that. But at the same time, this brings in a lot of interest from retail investors, and this does have an impact as far as moving the price up. We combine this with the Russell 3000 inclusion. We had institutions who are also buying in as well. So taking all of this into consideration, this is why there's no surprise we're able to see Senseonics show some strength. What I'm looking forward to is to see how well this continues as the week progresses. One of the things I want you guys to look out for, especially if you're looking at as investing long term, is look out for that pullback. There's no reason why you should be buying right at the top. Yes, we saw Senseonics get to the $5 range earlier in the year, but at the same time, I feel like if you're looking for a deal, the opportunity can still present itself and you do not have to FOMO in to this play. Anyone who's trading off the overall momentum, like I said, just pay attention to those areas of support and see if you can find a strategy that is right for you as far as going in with short-term trades or medium trades. But for the most part, you guys know how passionate I am about Senseonics. I think they have a great device on their hands, and I think it's going to be a game changer, especially for diabetes. Diabetes runs in my family, so the matter of the fact is, if they're going to come out with some great technology that's going to help out people with diabetes and change the world overall in general, I'm all for it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we'll be talking real soon.